Hi everyone, I'm back from vacation and yeah, I'm at the library and the church next to me is getting very busy. But we'll see. What time is it? I don't know. I am actually going to just talk about a couple books that I've read that I'm returning, because I only have one book to pick up right now and there's a bunch of books coming during this week, but I wanted to drop off a bunch of books that I have let me see here, that I've gone through, that I'm going to talk about later in a book catch-up. I have been talking about these a little bit on my Instagram account, so as I've gotten through them. One that I'm going to keep, because I'm almost through, by the way, is Diary of a Void. This is a Japanese translated little book. It's like 200 pages long, but they're tiny pages, and it's about it's captivating. It's about this woman whose name is Miss Shibata. She's 34. She gets a new job in Tokyo to escape sexual harassment at her old one, although so far that hasn't come up in the story. But it's quirky. You know this from the beginning. I've actually not ever read this blurb. I've just heard people talking about it. But she decides, because it's a little, I don't know if misogynistic, it might be too heavy a word, but they expect her to get coffee for meetings and clean up afterwards. It's like secretarial. And that's not really what she signed up for. But one day she just blurbs out that she's pregnant, and the smell of coffee makes her sick. And so they immediately, everybody in the office starts treating her differently. And then she gets sucked into it, and she gets addicted to being treated in this special way. So it's by Emi Yagi, translated by David Boyd and someone else whose name I can't see. And then I just want to flag up that I have been reading Quietly Hostile by Samantha Irby, and I'll talk about this in a video. But if you see this out and you've never read Samantha Irby's books of essays, laugh out loud funny. And I don't really go looking for books like this and comedic essays, other than Tina Fey's book a long time ago, which was still, for me, the gold standard of comedy. But this is right up there now for me. And I'll be, but you know, for me, I have to just take a little bit at a time. Not all the essays are ones that I'm interested in reading. So it's like a short story book, but laugh out loud funny. So yeah, I mean, I've probably said all I need to say about that. She's an essayist and a humorist, and it's just great. Real life, did I talk about Real Life already? I think so. But now I've read both of Brandon Taylor's books, and I'll be talking about The Late Americans later. I literally just finished The Late Americans this morning, because I wanted to return it to the library. Later on, I'll also be talking about The Guest by Emma Cline, which I finished before I went on vacation, because I sped read it, because it was just one of those books that you could speed read. So that's what I'm returning. I don't know how quite interesting that would be. But I just wanted to show you really quickly the books that I picked up when I was on vacation, because one of the places we were in the mountains mostly, but we stayed in Knoxville part of the time, and they have one of those McKay's book warehouses. And I showed these on Instagram, but I just wanted to go through them really quick. I had a list. You have to have a list going into McKay's, because some of the books are 50 cents. So yeah, you have to focus with a list. Otherwise, you're just going to buy things indiscriminately and then, you know, not even understand what you're doing. But I did have a list, and one of them was to buy Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte, and I found it. So I picked that up. This is a book about what do you call them? Oh my my God, the person that takes care of children. Governess. Oh my God. And I mean, didn't her sister write Jane Eyre? I'm drawing a complete blank, but I think so. And then I had Elizabeth Bowen written down because I've been meaning to try a couple different female authors that I haven't read, and I saw this Elizabeth Bowen. I love these light green penguins. So The Death of the Heart, and written in 1938. Some of these books, by the way, were 50 cents. That's how crazy. Not everything is 50 cents, you know, but it's just randomly. Penelope Lively, I just happened to see this. This wasn't on my list, but I picked it up. I've read a few of hers, and I can't actually remember which ones I've read, but the one, at least the one I read, I really liked. Is that, I don't even want to guess, but I'll put it in the notes. Something else on my list, I wanted to pick up, if they had it, William Faulkner's As I Lay Dying. So I should say McKay's is a used book warehouse, so you don't know whether they're going to have something or not. Trollope was on my list. I wanted to get the next book I'm reading in the series, and they didn't have it. So they only had the 2 books that I've already read. Then, what was definitely on my list? Anita Bruckner. I just love picking up an Anita Bruckner when I'm traveling, and because I always remember where I got them. The last Anita Bruckner I bought was when I was visiting my mom in Florida. So here's 2 more, and they are of the same vintage, is it vintage? Publisher. And I've already started, I started reading this when I was on vacation. I'm about halfway through. This is A Private View. I love this. I love it. Then the last one, I just happened to see, and this is The Heart's Invisible Furies. Now, if you have watched some of my other videos, you will know this is one of my top reads of 2022, or the first half of 2023. But I own, in my bookshelf reorg video, you might have seen that I own a huge hard copy version of it. And I love it, and I want to own it and have it on my shelf because I have another John Boyne, but I would love to replace it. This was $2. So I'm going to donate the other one back to the thrift store, and then have this little one on the shelf. So that's all that I have, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful start to the summer, and I can't wait to talk to you about the books that are coming for me. I'm excited. Some of them are brand new, some of them are older books that I've finally remembered to take a look at and order from the library so that I can take a look at them. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for checking in, and I'll talk to you later. Hi everyone, I just got back. This is the same library trip, but I just wanted to show you really quickly what I picked up, because I just had actually had one book that came in to pick up that I wanted to show you, and then I found 2 books that I'm just going to check out that seemed interesting to me. But the one that I had on hold is this Mild Vertigo by Mieko Kanai. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Translated by Polly Barton. And this is an author who's written a ton of books. This is done by New Directions. And I must have heard about this book. I mean, it just feels to me like it would have been something one of the guys from Mooks and Gripes was talking about, that podcast. I'm not sure. But it's about the ordinariness of daily life. Natsumi lives with her husband. As Natsumi's conversations with her family and friends blend seamlessly into her infernal, buzzing internal monologue, Mild Vertigo unmasks The lonely, dizzying reality of being unable to locate oneself in the endless stream of minutia that forms a home, where both everything and nothing happens. That sounds right up my alley. I can see now why I picked it out. Then I found this book that I've heard about recently called Francisco, and it's a book written by Allison Mills Newman that was written in the 70s and just republished. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's about a woman in her 20s. I don't know the name of the woman, but she's a young black woman having an affair with an independent filmmaker named Frisco. So I'll give that a try. And then, just by like complete whim, because I saw it in the new fiction, is this book called Paul by Daisy Lafarge. It's a debut novel, but she's written some poetry and then this book. And it says, a young woman's search for meaning, independence, and belonging in the face of a consuming relationship. It's interesting. She goes to this place, a farm called Noa Noa in France. It's owned by Paul, an appealing, enigmatic Frenchman. She's an English grad student, bruised by a messy breakup. And she goes to this farm. I'm not sure why or what she's doing there, but who knows? Anyway, just thought I would give you an update on what I picked up. And of course, in my next update, I'll let you know how I get along with Mild Vertigo. And when I go to the library again to pick up all those books that I'm getting in, I'll give you an update. Have a good week.